Hello, everybody! Here we are, all the way to episode number 8, Bedrock Basics. Today we're making a lighthouse with a spinning light and an enchanting complex at the base of the building. Our palette today is going to be diorite. You can see diorite on the right is very peppered on its natural form, but when you polish it, it's got a much more marbly look. So my primary block today is going to be polished diorite, and later on we'll put a polished deep slate blackstone roof on board. And I just really like that the polished diorite has a marbled look, and as you can see at this point of the progress of the project, very marbly, and each of those little rooms will have an enchanter's apartment, and then the four corners will be other utility and access points. So we got the foundation set in, and this took about a double chest full of diorite to get the build this far. Altogether, I'd say I used 2 double chests full of diorite and probably half a double chest of polished cobbled deep slate. The doorway mechanism, I just put trapdoors over a 2x2 entry. Villagers need a 2 high space to progress through. Baby villagers only need a 1 high space. And so by putting the trapdoors at the top, it will prevent the villagers from wandering through. They can be forced through, but they won't wander through on their own. So it's technically like a 1 3/4 space, and they need a 2 high space to progress through. Enchanters require lecterns, as you can see here, drafting away, as their workstation. So here we have all my fillers that are populating my town, and when we put down a workstation, well, first we'll take one and we'll bring him over to the enchanting area where we want him to be, get him away from his friends. And I use a boat as my primary means. Mine carts are another good method, but resources being what they are, a boat's fast and easy. And then we bring him over to the enchanting building, and I'm going to take him out of the boat, but I'm going to fence in this little area here so that he doesn't wander off on me. I'd hate to have to chase him across the field. Release him from the boat. He can wander around that little square, but we need him on this side of the door. There he is, upstairs, thank you. And we'll just put him back in the boat to get him through the doorway into the main area of the complex. And it's just this easy. There, he's in the boat. And now we've brought him to the other side. And he will not wander on his own through the doorway. And that's pretty important. If you want to find your enchanter, you gotta know where you left him. So I'm bringing him as far as possible away from the brewing stand, which he has linked with currently. But as long as we haven't made a trade with him, he's still able to change. So we'll put a lectern right next to him, we'll see what happens. And thankfully, he has accepted the lectern as his workstation, so he's now an enchanter. When I click on him, he presents his options, currently knockback 2 and something in the future. I don't want knockback 2 just yet. I'm just going to show you, if I don't want that, I just pick up the station, and then I put it back down, and you can see he turned off and turned on to be an enchanter with a new set of enchants. Fortune 3. Fortune 3, I like it. That will increase the yields from my pickaxes, axes, shovels, and pretty fundamental for a good pickaxe to give you more resources. So I traded him some paper, and now he is locked in as an enchanter. So even when I remove this lectern, he doesn't reset. He stays right how he was. And this is going to be his apartment. So we put the workstation down. He'll pathfind over to it as soon as he's released from the boat. Here you go, sir. And while I'm doing this, I gotta think of a good name for a Fortune 3 enchanter. You don't have to name these guys, but I do. Fortune 3. I think you're gonna be Felix. So let's name Felix with a name tag, which we get from fishing. You can also craft them, but they're free from fishing and a little bit of luck. And for one level, take it to a anvil, and you will now be Felix Fortune 3. And then when we put that name tag on him, it'll be obvious. I don't, like with 10 different enchanters running around, I can see their labels of who's who without wasting my time to try and find Felix. Okay, we'll give you a little storage box for your goods. And we'll label this apartment as yours for Felix, who currently offers Fortune 3. And if he offered anything else, I would also list it on this board for my own purposes of keeping track. That I know that's Felix's home, and that's where to find him. Okay, you can see I've put a lighthouse tower on the corner of the building. And it has a sensor range. If I go too far away, the light apparatus doesn't work, and once I get close enough, the redstone activates. Here's an inside look of the redstone at the top of the tower. And this one, being a lighthouse, we don't really need a light during the day, so I put a day and night sensor so that whenever it's nighttime, the light will turn on and spin around. You can see she's working as intended. Always test your redstone. Sometimes things go wrong. And give credit where credit is due. The spinning lighthouse can be found on YouTube under Spinning Lighthouse Light by Yui Building. I'll put a link in the description. But credit where credit is due. He's the guy that I found this design from, and I made a couple small tweaks. If you check out his tutorial, you'll see mine is extremely similar, with just minor details on the shape of my 5x5 box. Thank you, Yui. Your name will always be on that build. Okay, you can see that the light is not synced right now. Like I said, test your redstone. And just turning it on and off. Okay, the sync has lined up. I don't have to fix anything. We're good. And then we'll just see how she looks from the outside in a moment. Yeah, running around. That's our light. So, again, from the outside, we're too far away for the light to activate. But it's nighttime, and as we get closer, if all is right, the light will move around and the lights will be synced. Yes, there they are. Good to go. Alright, 2 things are left. We're gonna put some glazed white terracotta onto the floor. You can see we took terracotta, dyed it white, and then smelted it. And different colored terracotta will give you different colored glazed terracotta. Now they've all got a pattern on them, and depending on which direction you are facing will determine how the pattern is laid. And basically you're at the bottom right corner of a 2x2 square. So when you put it down, you want that to be at the bottom right corner to make the mosaic correct. You can see we have 3/4 of it there. And the last one will just mess around here. Oh, I'm too far to the right. Nope, that didn't work out right. Go too far to the left. That's not it. You're the bottom right corner. That's what she looks like. There's the pattern. And the pattern has a other facets on the sides, and this is what it looks like when it's all completed in a large scale. And I think that's much prettier than just a blank surface or a grassy open area. This build is almost done, minus the adding additional enchanters. You can see I added a domed roof. That'll keep the rain and the lightning out, because if lightning strikes a villager, they'll turn into a witch and you'll lose your enchanter, or whatever tradesman he was. And plus then you have a witch to deal with. In this enchanting room I just added some chiseled bookshelves, which are perfect for putting extra enchanting books into. And that is about it for this building. That's what she looks like from a distance in our village, which is starting to grow nicely. The warehouses, the welcome center, and the enchanting / lighthouse building in the distance. Thank you once again for joining me, and as you can see, we're now gearing up with enchanted stuff, and we're going to start to hunt down the Ender Dragon in the next couple episodes. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.